So pretty much this is the same type of behavior that Yilson was doing or having.
Yo, give some background there in your beginning of your life.
Wait for a couple people to get in here first.
I-25, bumper to bumper, taking an arrestee to jail.
This dude's driving crazy. No blinker.
No, he
What do
did
you
for
call
a
it?
short minute.
Blinker or turning signal? I guess turning signal.
Turn signal.
Blinker, same thing.
We think this is Officer Murphy, but we're not 100% sure. But we're 99.9% sure because we had an interaction with Murphy earlier driving this very car. And we're going to estimate that Murphy got on I-25 and probably did close to 100 miles an hour to get away from us.
I'm gonna say 88. We'll
88.
We'll see
We're going
when
with 88.
we requested. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna get this dash cam footage request.
That's crazy.
We're sure he's got an arrestee in the back of the car because we saw a head moving. Not sure why he would feel the need to cut across, well, at the time it would have been 5 lanes of traffic.
Yeah.
To dash into the far left lane, which is the fast lane. We all are very aware that that is the fast lane. And was driving well over the speed limit and then has to cut across 5 more lanes of traffic to make his exit to the jail. Seems to me that he would have stayed in the far right-hand lanes at the very least in bumper-to-bumper traffic.
I mean, yeah, what's the rush with an arrestee in the back?
Capturing all that traffic?
Yeah. Yep.
So the rubber band is the way to go then. goodness. Such acceleration. Wow.
Yeah, I think Yostin's the worst driver that I've ever seen.
All these cops drive like shit. Because they can.
Someone said they haven't seen a cop car on I-25 since COVID. Yeah, it's very rare, but you definitely see them on the way to the jail, though, a lot, if you're heading this way. Especially Inglewood. I see Inglewood at the Arapahoe County Jail so much.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
They're constantly taking people to jail.
I'll go to court and just look out the window and see Inglewood
See
cop
'em
car,
pulling
Inglewood cop
in.
car. Yeah, just back to back.
So how many people you got in here? Are they wondering what's going down?
Not too many questions. There's 12.
Oh, yeah. So you got to remind people what we're doing. Hey, we're following this cop to the Arapahoe County Jail because we can. We are filming the police in the course of their duties.
Official duties.
And look at this little shitbag cutting me off.
Nice car, bro. Keep it that way.
You little shitbag. That's an Aston Martin.
You said Austin?
Yeah, what is it?
Aston.
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 Aston Martin.
Austin Martin. That's funny. Same thing.
Plus,
Yeah. No cigar, though.
Aston Martin Vantage. Is that what that was?
Yeah.
He was pretty desperate to be behind that cop. Maybe there was a reason.
Yeah. Choose where all the expired plates are at. Yeah.
Right? So we believe that that is Officer Dumbass Murphy in that car. Murphy's a big doof. He's the guy that has flipped me off on camera while on duty. He thinks he's funny. He thinks he's a comedian. So we just want to see how he's going to handle the drive to the jail, and so far not so great.
Yeah, you know, these officers, when they speed and stuff around town without their lights on and run red lights, yeah, it's dangerous. But when you add an arrestee in the back of the car and you do that, that's crazy.
I still have a complaint in with Denver where I was filming some cops making an arrest on Broadway. And they put this arrestee in the car and then drove him to a cul-de-sac, claiming they had to get away from me because I was filming them. So they take this poor guy into this dead-end cul-de-sac, and I happened upon them again. That was some of the best video I have ever taken of cops being so outrageously stupid. And so that complaint that I filed a year and a half ago, still haven't heard back on that one. Who you got in your chat? Anybody you know? Anybody that knows me?
Not that I know of. All this looks pretty new. I don't live stream like that, so I have no idea.
Well, that's cool. How many people you got there?
I think there's 10.
10. You gotta do more lives.
10 faithful viewers.
10 faithful followers.
Yeah. I think this is like my second live stream out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta do more.
I don't really do them like that.
People love live action. Go to the Regan Benson channel. There's lots of lives with live action. I like to catch it in real time.
Mile High Community Channel. Yeah, I've seen your comments a couple times. Only familiar one I noticed so far.
Right on.
Someone said his ring.
See,
Someone was calling me. My phone was going crazy.
is it staying live?
Yeah, now it is. It cut out for a second. Except the car's on autopilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regan Benson's in the back seat giving
Yeah.
commentary.
It's actually
This is a self-driving,
yeah.
not autopilot. What are those cars? Self-driving?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is basically the same thing, essentially, that I did while driving. I just followed a cop,
An Inglewood cop.
was documenting, recording his driving behavior because he was driving crazy, and I got charged with harassment for following a person in a public place with the intent to, I believe it's like alarm, annoy, harass, intimidate, along those lines.
Because Nathan Yustin got his feelers hurt because he got caught. And so he, of course, thought he would come up with this whole spiel about how his life was in danger. And Nathan Yustin, you can go see him on my channel. You can go see pictures of him. Go on to my community posts. My channel's Regan Benson, 2 words. Go to my posts and you'll see a picture of Nathan Yostin. And he might be juicing. He just may be juicing. So he is probably a little tender in the feelings department. Because he can't manage his emotions while he's juicing. However, Murphy, here in front of us, he's definitely not juicing. And he, too, has a very difficult time controlling his emotions.
He drives like a schoolgirl.
Who? A schoolgirl?
Murphy.
What does a schoolgirl drive like?
I don't know. He just, kind of quick, got the mirror down,
Uh-huh.
playing his favorite song,
Uh-huh.
talking to the arrestee,
Yeah.
speeding around town, not really paying attention, cutting off cars,
Uh-huh.
Thinks
he's a real comedian.
on mommy and daddy, we the people's insurance.
Uh-huh. Bingo.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I recorded that or not earlier, but yeah, he cut off this 18-wheeler. This I think it was like
it was bad.
a tanker or something like that,
Yeah.
and it was pretty close.
On Hampton.
Yeah.
He was trying to get away from us.
Maybe that's just how he drives. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was definitely no reason for him to be driving like that at all. But yeah, once we do the body cam request and the dash cam request, we'll see that.
How fast he was going.
They're going to deny it because it's...
Criminal case.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's involved in a criminal case, so we'll have to wait.
So he's definitely going over the speed limit here as well. Careful on that. That thing might just snap right in half.
Yeah.
he just got out of jail. There's his stuff.
Yeah. Authorized vehicles only. I wouldn't check there.
So he took the back way around, but ultimately he'll go in that gate. This isn't typically the way in here. Yeah, film that. Why is he stopping right there? What's he doing? Zoom in on that. Because this isn't the way in. It's on the other side. So, what, has he never been to the jail? Is he trying to pull some bullshit? Is he trying to get some backup? Why don't you just do your job, Murphy?
Oh, he's talking to someone.
So he's going to talk to somebody in a blue Ford truck, unmarked, just some normal vehicle. He's probably whining. Oh, they're following me. How come he's not taking him into the jail? He's asking if they can call. Oh, he's coming in the way he shouldn't. He's telling him, hey, get their plates right there. See if you can get something drummed up on them. Look, the guy doesn't want to turn. Who is this guy?
Oh, he's taking a picture?
Is he?
Yep, I think so.
Yeah?
I can't really tell from here.
Huh. Why doesn't he want to turn? He can turn.
It's kind of hard to...
I'm parked. I'm not illegally parked.
That's better.
All blacked out windows. Yep.
So that guy went to jail.
Yeah, this poor guy. He's out. He just got out of jail. Look, he's recording. He's holding his phone recording. Murphy went and found him a cop that just got off duty. Hey, help me! Help me! This is where he's supposed to go in.
I guess for a while they were coming in through this way because the other side to that Sally Port or whatever they call it, it was broken or something. But it's fixed now, I think.
Okay, but is there another entrance for the entire jail other than here? There's not that I'm aware of. Are you aware of
another
something
entrance?
Else? Yeah. It's right here.
Yeah. Well, it goes through, so I guess you can go either way, but...
Over there?
No, like this gate through here, it goes through that side.
Mm-hmm.
So you can come in through that side too, and then come out this way. Or vice versa.
Go in what side? Over there?
Yeah. Like this goes through to the other side, and that's where he's going in at. So you can go in through either side.
Huh. So where'd they bring you every time they brought you?
Oh, I went in straight through here.
Right here?
Yeah. Well, it's, I heard it's because that other door is broken. The way that they're supposed to come in is actually that way. They're supposed to come out this way. It's like a one-way, but I guess when the door's broken or whatever, they just come in through this way.
Interesting. So he went and found a friend to what? Make a call? Record us? Why? Why didn't he just do his fucking job?
It's a great question. Somebody said bumpy roads looks like Oklahoma.
So do we have we got that guy's information. Yeah. Yeah, that poor guy that just got out of jail standing down there. That's real sad. So there's the Arapahoe County Jail.
Yep. It's not fun. It's very boring.
I'm gonna make a phone call. You talk to your child. Wow, there's a suspicious dude out here with a camera. He's got a tripod set up. He's recording. We should call the po-po.
I think this is some people right here that are getting out now. Got the property bag, yep. Yeah, so the first time I ever came to Arapahoe County Jail, I got arrested in the winter at night, and it was snowing, so my clothes were soaking wet. I was out there open carrying, and I got arrested for a FTA, failure to appear warrant. Anyways, as I was thinking about the property bags, I had all my clothes wet, like I said, and they put them in that plastic bag and they tie it closed. They don't let it air out. They don't let it, you know, they're definitely not going to wash it for you or anything like that. So when I got out of jail, I had to put on wet, moldy clothes that have been sitting in that property bag for probably 10 plus hours. If I had to guess. I don't remember how long it was, but I wasn't in there very long. So just imagine that, how disgusting that smell was. I was already, you know, super sweaty and wet and gross, and they just put it in a bag and let it sit, and then I had to put it back on. I felt like I was so sick after I got out of jail that night or morning. You know, Arapahoe County Jail, I haven't been to any other jail, so I'm assuming based off of other jails, I guess. This one was pretty gross though. There was lunch bags with food in it that was moldy, and boogers on the wall with blood and all sorts of stuff. And because I refused to speak to them, and I refused to take a breathalyzer, so they told me it was a requirement for me to take a breathalyzer to make sure that I'm not intoxicated so that I can see a judge. So they didn't allow me to see a judge because I refused to take a breathalyzer. Not because I had been drinking or not because of anything like that. I just simply don't have to. That's not required by law. I don't understand, you know, they said it's a basic thing that they do to everyone, but I've been to Arapahoe County Jail after that, and they did not ask me to breathalyze. So, you know, same jail, same year, two different people are telling me different things. So I think it's BS. I think they were trying to, maybe they were hoping I was drunk or something like that. And like I said, I got arrested while open carrying, so that's another charge, to be intoxicated while carrying a firearm.
You think Murphy will come out this way?
Yeah, when he's done.
Do you think he will? Which could be hours. If he doesn't have his paperwork done, it'll be forever.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that really sucks. To just sit here for hours like that in there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the I don't know. I think they're just doing a little news story. I don't think there's anything going down, but
Yeah.
I think she's just got her cameraman out here.
Yeah, so I was talking to the live about how the first time I got arrested and came to Arapahoe County Jail,
Yeah.
I got arrested in the snow at night, and I was sweaty, wet, and bothered because I was exercising, and I was looking at those property bags over there, and since my clothes were wet, sweaty, and disgusting already, they put them in the property bag, and when I got out of jail,
Ew,
they
were
just
still
sat.
wet and nasty.
Yeah, they didn't.
And you had to put those back on.
Yep.
Stupid assholes.
I feel like that almost made me sicker than being in jail for the 10 or 19 hours, whatever it was. Maybe it was over a day. I don't remember.
I don't think you were ever in jail that short of time.
It wasn't more than 24 hours, I don't think.
Yeah.
I've never been in there for more than that. Yeah, I was just talking about the condition, how there was like lunch bags with moldy food in it and boogers and blood on the wall. And
yeah, this place I hear is really gross. So this must be inmate release time.
Yeah, and then when I bonded out, I didn't get released for another 6 hours probably, because they wait until everyone.
That's the law, but that's the.
Yeah.
We have law. You're supposed to be released within 6 hours.
It's probably more than that. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was. I remember looking at the clock in the distance, and like trying to crank my head out the door as much as I could see to see the time. But yeah, I got out at night or morning.
What time?
I don't remember. It probably closer to midnight if I had to guess, or super early in the morning.
So did you tell everybody about what the fire department did to our First Amendment activity?
I didn't. You want to fill them in on that?
Who do we have in the chat?
Let's see. Nothing recent.
Nobody in there?
No, nobody's really active like that. They're acting shy.
Nobody wants to talk?
Yeah. They don't want to be our friend.
My phone is really misbehaving.
Yeah.
I better turn it off and see if I can get this to reset.
Yeah, when I got out of jail that one day, I almost wanted to not put those clothes on. Like, I almost wanted to make it a big deal, but I'm like, whatever, I'm getting out of jail. It can't be that bad, you know?
You should have just not put a shirt on and see what they did.
I mean, it was freezing outside, though.
Oh.
So.
Did you have a coat?
No? Yeah, I did. Yeah, but it was wet, so. Wet and sweaty and freezing outside.
All that crap in the bag.
And then they took my rifle that day, and I believe I had my pistol on me as well. And I got my rifle and pistol back maybe a couple days after I was arrested. And, when you get a rifle or any sort of firearm wet like that, you need to dry it out and clean it and oil it before you start it. Mm-hmm. So they stored it just like that, wet, and it rusted the bolt.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. So.
Yep, they did that with intention.
Yep.
For some reason, I guess I turned off my cellular data.
And that failure to appear warrant was from a different county, Adams County, and they arrested me before for the same thing, but ended up releasing me because there was a middle name discrepancy. So Inglewood had a detective dig into it and change, or I guess petition to Adams County to change the middle name to my middle name so that they could arrest me on it. For a out-of-county failure to appear.
But Adams never came and got you, did they?
Never. No, I ended up bonding out, and I just went down there to Adams and...
For some bullshit.
Handled that.
Traffic crap.
Yeah, from what they're saying.
You know, I could maybe go get some shit done here. There.
So anyways, I'm gonna end the live.
Wait, hold on. Wait, oops.
That's pretty quick. The latency's not bad.
No, it's not at all.
No, it's pretty quick. How's the quality?
Looks good.
Decent? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know sometimes with this mobile streaming stuff, it sucks.
If you're in here and you haven't hit the like, please.
13 likes, let's see. Let's see who likes it. That didn't like it.
We gotta get him. You gotta get your algorithms up for your live streams.
Yeah, I don't post enough. I don't live stream enough. But you know, honestly, I'm just normal. I don't do this stuff like that, and I don't have content to post. I'm not really looking for it either. But I just post whatever happens.
You never know what can go down on a live.
Yeah.
Especially a Regan Benson live.
Yeah.
Everything's going fine. Next thing you know, I'm going to jail.
Yeah, I gotta binge watch some of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, so about the sidewalk.
Yeah, so you guys, we were chalking today, you know, because chalking the sidewalks is freedom of speech, and we went and wrote the police some messages over in Inglewood. They were good messages. We got pictures of them. I'm going to post them on my channel. Go to my posts and go see the pictures of the great artwork that we did today. And then lo and behold, the chief of police drove out, saw that we were doing it, undoubtedly called somebody and said, "Get that off of my sidewalk." Next thing you know, Denver Fire Department, who serves Inglewood because Inglewood's too stupid to have their own fire department, shows up and washes all of our chalk away. And we were seconds away from catching them doing it. And they quick backed the fire truck up into the firehouse and shut the door. Fuckers. That's my story.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I wonder if they washed that stuff off over by that house.
The other sidewalk chalk we did? Oh, yeah. We'll have to go check it out.
You know, honestly, it kind of worries me that this dude was driving like that with somebody in the back, but I wonder how he's going to drive when the dude's not in the back. And the body cameras are off.
Yep.
And the dash cameras are off.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was nothing compared to Yosin. Yosin was making cars hard brake, and I mean, I literally thought he hit a car at one point.
He's a punk.
So,
Well, I guess Murphy didn't have his paperwork done, so he's going to be here a while, so I guess we'll call it good, huh?
just about. You know what also happened when I got out of jail that first time? They did something to my phone. I don't know if they dropped it, it hit something or what, but it, for some reason, it would not connect to cellular. For some reason, I don't know. I couldn't make calls on it. I couldn't do anything. So I had to ask some random person out here. And, you know, obviously they're used to people coming out of jail, so they're like, "Oh, like, get away from me," you know? So that took a couple people. And then eventually another dude that I was actually, I don't think he's in my cell, but he was in the same courthouse as me, or courtroom. Or no, I didn't go to court that time. I don't know where I remember the dude from, but yeah, I asked him for his phone and he let me get it, and I made my first phone call because I was there the whole time without a phone call.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Both times I've been to Arapahoe County Jail, I did not get a phone call, and I've asked for them 6, 7, 8 times. They never let me call, so I'm just locked up and nobody knows.
That is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Did you happen to file a complaint on that at all?
I did not yet.
Why don't you
I
do
think
that
I
with
did
the-
actually
with the sheriff's department.
for Laura. I didn't for them, but
Yeah, with the sheriff's department
Yeah.
for the jail for that shit. Our guy Josh is in here. He's getting out the 14th. He's another Inglewood casualty. He's been sitting in here since November. He had an officer get on the stand in his trial and just flat out lie. There was body cam footage. You couldn't see shit in this body cam footage. But Austin Morrison? Inglewood
Morrison,
PD.
I think.
Is it Morrison?
Yeah.
He's a little piece of shit cop. And he beat the shit out of Josh at Jason Park because he was trying to help a homeless woman fix her heater. And he got in his van to leave because they wanted to conduct a whole new investigation on him. And he was trying to not answer questions. So Austin Morrison beat the hell out of him. And they used that body cam footage, but you can't see anything. They used that body cam footage at trial to say that Josh had punched Austin Morrison in the face. We got Austin Morrison on the stand. He was asked, "Did it hurt?" And he said, "Yeah." The prosecution said, "How bad did it hurt on a scale of 1 to 10? "Oh, it was about a 7.
Might have hurt his feelings.
And so then the then the public defender asks, "So you got punched in the face?" "Yes." "It hurt pretty bad, right?" "Yes." "And you never reported it and you never went and got medical, is that correct?" "Yeah." And the jury bought it. They convicted him.
Yeah, so for a lot of you that kind of wonder maybe how court goes or, how charges work, it doesn't matter what the law is. It's all about what a jury convicts you of. That's it. If they can get a jury to say, yeah, we think he's guilty, you're guilty.
That's it.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what the law is. Doesn't matter what they say or anything you say or anything your lawyer says. If the jury says you're guilty,
You're guilty.
pretty much.
Just like going to Vegas. It's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, so I had a 2-day trial for disorderly conduct for lawfully open carrying a firearm that I never even touched. It was I guess I did touch it, but it was a rifle that was slung around me in a safe position, pointed at the ground, on safe.
Right to open carry.
Yep. Shall not be infringed, right? And
Except for in Inglewood, Colorado.
yeah, they put that case in front of a jury and they said that he did this and he carried a gun and somebody called the police and they were worried and they were alarmed by Mr. Johnson's actions for lawfully open carrying. Honestly, I don't care about other people's feelings. What's not forbidden is allowed, and it's not against the law to open carry. But yeah, they put that in front of a jury, and a jury, thankfully, found me not guilty unanimously. But the fact that they even try to put that up there and, some of the things that they said, the prosecution, and, he did it like this, and, just evil,
Well, prove that intent.
Yeah. So they can turn something perfectly legal. Well, I guess they can't turn it into something illegal, but they can try really hard.
Well, and a lot of times they can succeed.
Yeah. Yep.
Because guns, scary. But not scary if the cops have them. Okay.
I think like one of the funnier parts of that trial was that they asked, a cop that was testifying, how would you carry a rifle if you were to carry one? Oh, I would have it slung around, and I'd probably hold, you know, the handle or the some part of the gun to make sure it's secured safely and it doesn't swing around. They said, how did you see Mr. Johnson carrying the gun? The same exact way he just described how he would, in a safe manner.
Yeah, you got a good jury. You got a jury that paid attention.
Thank God. I know there was like at least 2 dudes in there that were like, man, this doesn't sound right from the beginning. They're like, oh, this doesn't. What did he do? Did somebody get hurt? No, no one got hurt. Nothing even happened. I don't know. Yeah, and they had these callers that called in that night, wondering if I did something to somebody. And, you know, obviously they can't tell them details about the case until the trial, obviously.
Was this in your discovery?
Yeah. Yeah, so they're questioning, you know, oh, did somebody get hurt? You know, thinking I did something. So, you know, that's why I'm assuming that they're willing to testify, is because they want to make sure that nothing happened. And if something did happen, they want to, you know. And I understand that part, but yeah, one of them was a combat vet. He was a helicopter pilot and said,
yeah,
I didn't want to see this in my own neighborhood.
I don't know. I feel like that guy, they pulled out of the clouds.
I don't know, something. That was super disappointing. You know, the same
man was weird.
That swore an oath to the Constitution of the United States.
If he was even a real witness.
He was. I seen him. I remember him. I don't remember his face, but I remember, you know, the car
that's
he
what
was
I'm
talking
saying.
about.
But that's what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying.
Because I had a trial one time where one of my attorneys called it out. So are you being paid today as a professional witness? Holy shit, you should have seen the courtroom erupt over that one. All right, well, at any rate, I guess you can end that. We can get going now. I don't think Merck's coming out this way.
Someone asked if I'm coming back. Maybe. I'll definitely live stream again. I don't know if it'll be today, but I'll try to live stream a little bit more if you guys like that. I don't know how interesting me exercising would be, but definitely cop watching. I'll try to live stream a little more when I do that. I love cop watching. It gives me a sense of what's going on in the city. You know, our radio traffic in Inglewood is encrypted, so we can't listen to that legally. And there's no resource or anything that we can use to see what's going on in the city actively, live. So the next best thing, or I guess the only thing that you can do to see what's actively going down in your city, is to see it for yourself, firsthand. Follow these cops around, go to these call for services, see how they treat and respect or disrespect the public, and see where your tax dollars are going. And honestly, if you do that, it'll open your eyes to how crazy things can get sometimes, and how non-sunshine and rainbows everything is. Closing statement.
Peace out, people.
No
Fuck
mo.
the police.
No mo.
Sorry. Oh, I'm not
warrants.
supposed to cuss on your stream. I cuss on my streams. My apologies.
No mo warrants. That's my new slang.
No mo. No mo
No
warrants.
mo warrants. I don't want any more warrants for doing nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong in my life. That's a lie. I've done a lot of things wrong, but I don't break the law. That's one thing I don't do. So we're gonna go ahead and end this here.